Biafra, superstars, media.
A human being being sliced into two. Can you imagine such a thing? Biafra is going to emerge as a nation. Despite the support of Britain, Russia, Egypt, and some other friends of Nigeria, we all will surely come out as a nation because we are fighting a just cause. Even a little child on the street will tell you this. We shall never go back to Nigeria again. God's grace will surely emerge as a nation. And so, as far as this war continues, we'll fight to the last man.
My people, my Biafran people, na how on a day. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you listen to the sound of my voice. This is the Biafra Superstars Media, and I'm holding it down. I say may God bless Biafra, and may God bless His Excellency Oyendo Mazenam Kano. May God bless, may God bless, may God bless His Excellency, the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, His Excellency ESN Ekpa Simon and Joko, for the job Simon is doing. Simon, I want to say we thank you, we appreciate you, we love you, because we know in your hands Biafra is coming. In your hands Biafra is safe. And in your hands when Biafra comes, the people of Biafra will rejoice. My fellow Biafrans, what I'm seeing today has broken my heart. Seeing the king that governs Okuoma community and the other communities shedding tears, crying like a baby after being dehumanized. Look at him, he's crying. He's crying, my people. This is what the Nigerian military are doing to our kings, to our traditional rulers. He was punished and he was made to cry like a baby. He was abused. Watch our king cry. I just want you all to picture this in your mind. The kings in Biafra land shedding tears. Just watch. Just watch this. Watch this. Our king shedding their tears this way. Will the emir of the north, of the Fulani cabal, ever go through this? Even the Seriki that they even have in the north and in the south, will they ever be subjected to something like this? When have you ever seen a king being dehumanized this way? Looking at the background, what you are seeing is a military tribunal in a so-called democracy. The thing in the envelope is his properties in a so-called democracy. This man you are seeing here, my people, this king was shackled to the ground. He went to present himself to the police station, and the police, they told him, this one is bigger than us. They didn't take no statement from this man. Instead, he was shackled from the hands to the feet. He was put on chains from his hand to his feet. The police bundled him to the military. And now from the background you are seeing, from those flags you are seeing, the red and the yellow flag, you can tell this man was placed in a tribunal, and he was just yesterday left on house arrest, not even freed. A king treated this way. Will the zoo or those who believe in the zoo ever see an emir go through this? But now the Fulani Caliphate, they have brought it to even our traditional rulers, our traditional ways of doing things. Our spirituality is being affected because of the love of the oil under the pretense of one Nigeria. Let's continue. Today, I will take my time to calmly and with pain analyze this video. This king was humiliated over something he knows nothing about. He has tried his best to keep his chin up. He even tried to smile, to pretend as if everything was well. When you hear the audio of what happened here, it will blow your mind. It took the intervention of a Senate from Delta State. A senator from Delta State came and pleaded before this man was placed under his care as house arrest. This is the humiliation they are putting even our leaders, our spiritual leaders, our traditional leaders. This is what they are going through in the one Nigeria that you all love. To fellow Biafrans and those out there, if you're ready to watch this video, come along with me in this journey and I'll break it down. But I feel very, very heartbroken. I feel dismayed. I feel sad. And I feel let down by the world and also my people that believe in one Nigeria. It's gotten to an extent now that you now have a military rule running side by side with a so-called democracy. That somebody under a democracy, a so-called democracy, would go through this. Where is that done in the world? The military has no power to do this in a democracy. But when we tell you your Nigeria is a banana republic, most of you don't understand what we are saying. When we are saying Nigeria has been hijacked, most of you don't understand. Look at the man giving a statement, a military man. Looking at this picture, you would think you are already under a military junta. A king was court-martialed. He went through a military tribunal and was not even set free. He was placed under house arrest now as we speak. He is not going to his house. He is going to the custody of a senator after being held for 4 weeks. There was no court case to try him. Where is the saying that you are innocent until proven guilty? Our own king had no privilege. His rights were taken off him. This only happens when it comes to the land of Biafra. You treat a king this way because you said some of your men, they kicked the bucket when they went to Okuama. But just some few days ago in Niger State, similar thing happened to your military men and nothing was done to them. Just last year in Niger State, more than 20 military men kicked the bucket and nothing happened to the community. Every day as we speak in the north, Fulani men, Fulani headsmen, Boko Haram, ISWAP, ISIS, they are taking down your Christian soldiers, your Igbo and Yoruba soldiers who are Christians in the north. They fall every day. But nothing like that is done. What you gave to Okuoma, the havoc, the pillaging, the killing you brought to Okuoma was not met in the northern states. Lord have mercy. But when it comes to the land of Biafra, that is when you see the might of the Zoo military. That is when you see the actions or inactions of the Fulani Caliphate. That is when you see the president, unfortunately, a Yoruba president, again, skipping to the loo, bowing down, kissing the ass of the military by going all out to destroy and pillage a land in Biafra. My people, I am angry. I am vexed today. What you are seeing is a civilian going through a military tribunal. In America, we call it being court-martialed. Let's take it back. I want you to watch what happened. Hear the audio. See what this man here is saying. And it will blow your mind. Listen. That's him there looking really, really shocked. The king of Okuoma. Not just Okuama, around the whole different communities. The king who has nothing to do with what happened. Look at him looking shocked. He's in deep shock. He's going through trauma. He is going through trauma. Even the way they bundled this man, his hands and legs were chained to the ground. They took him in chains. The police took him in chains to the military. Just watch. Watch his face. Watch his reaction. See the pain, the shock, the agony in this man's face. Oh God, my God, Allah, my God, have mercy. Jesus Christ. Wow, God have mercy. God. Watch this man killing in his face, crying, he's in tears, but he's trying to keep a bold front. You see him wiping his eyes. As the saying goes, you never see a man cry until you see a man dies. For the fact that this man was allowed by a system, under a democratic so-called system, under a democratic government, he was allowed to go through this. He was allowed to be subjugated. He was allowed to be dehumanized by the system. And now look at him going through tears. The pain of knowing you are innocent, but a system defined you as being guilty. Ah, God.
Good governance. Adversary in all theaters.
Look at his face.
As you travel back to your various destinations. Time for all group.
Look at the king shedding his tears, wiping his eyes. A king, somebody being held on a very high esteem, on a very high pedestal. Look at him shedding tears. To the Biafrans out there, even to the Yorubas out there that believe in Nigeria. This is what the Fulani Caliphate, they are doing to your people. They are doing to your culture. They are doing to your tradition. They are doing to those who rule you. They have come to destroy the main fabric that controls who you are. They are destroying the fabric that defines who you are. That even now your traditional institutions are being affected. They don't respect your kings anymore. I can bet you my life that this will never happen to the emir of Sokoto or wherever you want to call. I can assure you this will never happen to even a Sariki. Those they call the Sarikis, this will never happen to them. But this is happening to a king in the land of Biafra. I want this to go deep into your mind. All those out there that say you believe in Nigeria, you say you love your military, you say God bless Nigeria, you say Nigeria go better. See what your Nigeria, your loving Nigeria is doing to the indigenous people of that land. What is it that you love of a country treating people like slaves in their own country? What do you love of a country, a government, a contraption treating people like second-class citizens in their own land? Pictures like this could only be seen during the time of colonialism. When Britain came with the colonial rule, things like this could only be seen. We saw the pictures of Oba, Ovoranwe and the rest of them. Things like this could only be done under a colonialism or slavery, where foreigners will come. They don't respect your culture. They don't respect your tradition. They don't respect your spirituality. They don't respect your way of life. They don't even respect your God. That's when you see things like this, where they dehumanize your leaders, your traditional rulers and the rest of them. That's the only time you see things like this. Not under a nation. In a nation, people come under one accord. They agree that we, the people, we have chosen to bring our differences to the table, and we shall respect our differences. And going forward, there will be laws written in stones, written in black and white, to say you coming from the north, you coming from the east, from the west, or wherever, or even the middle belt, you must respect my culture. You must respect my tradition. You must respect my norms, my way of life. That's when we come under this unity, when we say we now have a country that will now transcend into a nation, we are agreeing on these principles. It will be signed on stones, signed with the blood of the people, to uphold and respect the people. That is when you now have what they call the rule of law. That is when you bet the rule of law. You give bet to the rule of law. When a people come under one accord, under one voice, and declare that they are ready to form a union known as a nation, not a country. Nigeria was a contraption created by Britain for business. In Nigeria, what you have is a country. It is not a nation until the people come together and agree. Just like in the Bible, when God said, let us make man in our image and after our likeness. An agreement. From the agreement, you bet a nation. When you hear about the birth of a nation, that is how it moves. That is how things are done in the Western world, where we live, and we have learned the way of the Western world. But you expect people like us to come back to that zoo and start living like slaves? Over my dead body, would that happen? Me and my household, me and my people, we shall never integrate into a burning house. We shall never integrate into this thing you call Nigeria, into that nonsense, that contraption, that banana republic you call a country. Over my dead body. It is Biafra or nothing else. You guys are not civilized. You say you love Nigeria. What is it that you love in that contraption? That a king from a different tribe. Oh, I get it. Because this king is not from Sokoto. He is not from Kaduna. He is not from Niger. He is not from Borno. He is not from Bauchi. He is not from Katsina. Then you will treat him this way. You will treat him this way. But when somebody who is a Christian, they write an exam and they thank Jesus, they thank God for passing the exam, you apply your own rules on them, you condemn them by your own rules, and you say what they have done is blasphemy. With your own rule, with your own tradition, you condemn somebody With your own religion, you condemn somebody who is not even part of your own religion. But now you have come to the South. You don't want to respect the tradition of the people. Hi, God have mercy. This beats my imagination, my people. Very, very sad, this one. It hits me somehow. It hits different. Seeing a king being dehumanized. So she said, oh my God. Okay, let's continue. He's still crying. He's still crying. The fact the guy who made this video was cutting it shot by shot to remove where he was shedding tears. It got to a stage he bowed down in tears. Both of his hands. He was crying. A king was crying. A Biafran king was treated this way. He was dehumanized. A man who thought he was following the law. Probably somewhere like this, he believes in Nigeria. He believes in the rule of law. This man, he presented himself. He presented himself to the police. And he was dehumanized. The police told him, at this case, we cannot deal with your case. Suddenly, the constitution of Nigeria, that Nigeria you love, it was paused in the case of this man. The so-called democratic system you practice, the democracy you practice was paused in the case of this king. And it was handed over to the military. And you guys think Tinubu is the one ruling that country called Nigeria? Let's continue. Very, very sad. This one is sad. It hits different. That's him being handed over to a senator for a house arrest. The Royal Highness is being handed over to a senator. He's not yet freed. He is placed under house arrest in a military rule, and this man cannot go to court. He cannot go to court to fight for his fundamental human rights. Suddenly, the court has no power. Suddenly, the court cannot even apply their so-called... Oh, my God. Oh, God, have mercy. Simon Ekpa, there is work to be done, but we thank God we are on the right track, Simon. We're on the right track. This one hits different. Different strokes for different folks. This one hits different, my people. This one hits different. Very, very sad. This king did nothing wrong. His only sin was he is a king who governs all those communities. That's his only sin. And look at the way he was being demonized for nearly 3.5 weeks. Because this man, he voluntarily went to the police station with the advice of his legal team. They told him, go and present yourself to the police, with the assumption that the police will be allowed to carry out their investigation. Put him on bail while they do their investigation. with the assumption that when you get there, you write a statement, the police will see your statement, they will grant you bail and continue with their investigation. But my God, was this man so wrong? God have mercy.
And distinguished senator made this.
They are presenting to him the properties that they took off him. Can you see? Can you see how demonic that system is? This is something you get at the counter of a police station. When you are leaving the police or bail or whatever, as you are leaving the station, you go to the counter to get your belongings. But it is done in the public. It means this place is like a tribunal, a military tribunal. This man went through military tribunal in a democracy. God have mercy. God have mercy. God. Lord have mercy. This is the Nigeria you want me and my people. You want we the Biafrans to live in a place like this? No. Nigeria is a burning house. Nigeria is a sinking ship. There are holes riddled all across that ship called Nigeria. It is sinking real fast. I cannot integrate my people into a burning house. I will never advocate for my people to remain in a contraption like this. It is mind-boggling that somebody who has lived in the Western world, even your slave masters in Britain, they will not treat blacks living in Britain like this. So where the hell did these people learn this kind of barbaric behavior? Where did they learn it from? Where did they learn this thing that is repugnant to natural justice, equity, and good conscience? Where did they learn this thing from, if not from the bottom of hell? This is too much. It is too much to handle. Oh, Lord have mercy. God have mercy. God have my God.
Items with which he came into person with an impact.
Okay, distinguished senators, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to let me begin by first and foremost recognizing the presence in our midst this morning of distinguished Senator Ede Dafinone, Senator representing the Central, and of course his darling wife. I'm not forgetting other members of his entourage who are here this morning. I would equally like to respectfully.
General Oyema Onwachuku, a Biafran Christian soldier man, is the one speaking. Do you now see the game these guys play all the time? When it comes to the spokesperson, they put a Biafran man there. Even the DSS, when you check the spokesperson, you will see a Biafran man there. When they speak, they are well spoken. They are eloquent. That's the psychology. They know we are very good at doing things, but they know where to place us. They place us as being the spokesperson, the PR, the public relations officer, the PRO. The media person. This is the game they play. And you tell me the Fulani cabal, they are not educated. You tell me they are not smart. You tell me they drink the urine of cow, they shower with the urine of cow, they suck the breast of the cow, but look at how smart they are. Who gave them this knowledge, this science of warfare? Who gave them this knowledge? That's the question. How did they learn all this? Because my worry is when you look at the Yoruba and the Biafrans, you are so petty, attacking yourself in politics. You fight for the Ishiagu, Airpeace is wearing Ishiagu, you are attacking yourself. And the cabal, they are laughing. They are saying, yes, we have gotten the South where we want them. We have given them tribalism. Now they abuse themselves, they hate themselves. There is tribalism in the West and in the East. They hate themselves. When it comes to politics, they say, oh, the Igbos don't vote in Lagos, so the Igbos broke down their buildings in Lagos, so. But look at what they are doing in the whole, on a holistic level. When you see what the cabal they are doing, they are controlling your mind, body, and soul. But you guys are there being petty. This is why you can never be free. If you keep on being petty and talking about petty things, not keeping your eyes on the bully who is bullying you in class. Deep inside, you know who the bully is. But when he slaps your ear in the classroom, you turn around and you want to pick on a weaker person. You know the bully slapped you, but you pretend like you don't know it's the bully that slapped you in your ears. You turn around, the quiet boy who is just reading his book, you will slap that boy. You will pick a fight with that person. And the bully is there laughing. The other class members, the classmates, they'll be there laughing that you have made a mistake. They are laughing at your stupidity because you know deep inside, to the Yorubas, you know the Biafrans are not your problem. You know the Igbos are not your problem. But every time you keep on pointing on Igbo, even you the Igbos, you retaliate when the Yoruba they speak against you and you insult yourself. You be so petty. You allow people like Reno or Mokri, a riffraff, a non-entity, a jobless man in the Western world. You allow somebody like that to be disturbing you. If that man has a job, he will not be wasting his time meddling in the affairs of that zoo. He will have something to do. He will have assignments. He will have tasks to deal with. He will have business objectives to achieve. That man is a useless person. He is jobless, but you allow somebody like that to stir the pot of tribalism and the rest of them in that zoo called Nigeria. And as he's doing that, the caliphate, they are busy changing the affairs of that zoo called Nigeria. They're busy sending the Fulani headsmen dressed in Nigerian uniform. They send Boko Haram dressed in Nigerian military regalia to come to your land. That they burn down your buildings and all that. But when it comes to the PR, when it comes to speaking out, when it comes to having a voice, they will not look for a Biafran man who is eloquent, who is well-spoken, to speak to you and the media, to speak to the whole world. When the world hears somebody like this man now, this man called Okuoma, when they hear how eloquent he speaks, they will think Nigeria is a respectful and responsible government. I want you to hear the way this man speaks. The cabal, they are not stupid. They know how to, to manage the image. In the outside, it looks like they are very, very functional. They know what they are doing. They are respectful. But in the inside, that's where things happen. So listen to the way how eloquent this man is. That is the psychology they're using. They use the best people to speak as the spokesperson, the PR. But deep inside, you know that cabal and their military, they are criminals. They are filled with Boko Haram, ISWAP, ISIS, and the rest of them. But when you hear this man speak, you will assume this is how the whole military of that zoo is. Listen to how he speaks.
Acknowledge His Royal Highness Clement Ikolo Ogenelukere, King of Ewu Kingdom in Delta State. Having said that, my name is Major General Okuoma. I'm Director, Army Public Relations, and on behalf of the Chief of Army Staff, I'd like to welcome you, distinguished Senator, members of your entourage, and of course not forgetting your spouse to this all important event. I would equally like to welcome members of the press. They've been with us since yesterday, for the past 3 days, since we began the Chief of Army Staff first quarter conference. I thank you for your resilience. Having said that, we all know why we're here this morning. It's about His Royal Highness, who voluntarily made himself available when we declared some people wanted, some suspects wanted, in the course of that unfortunate incident that led to the loss of life of 17 personnel of the Nigerian Army. Having said that, I will proceed with this press briefing. Following the gruesome and reprehensible killing of 17 Nigerian Army personnel in the Okuama community of Delta State on 14 March 2024, a manhunt was launched for those suspected to have perpetrated, directed, supported, or knew about the incident, with a view to bringing those culpable to justice. In this light, His Royal Highness Clement Ikolo Ogenerukewe, the King of Ewu Kingdom of Delta State, in whose domain the dastardly act took place, surrendered to the Nigerian police, who in turn handed him over to the Nigerian army.
How did they hand him over to you? You just said it. He surrendered himself to the Nigerian police, who in turn handed them to you. But what was the condition? What was his state when he was handed over to you? You see, they will not say that. How this man was chained. Not handcuffed, so I'm saying this man was chained from his hands to his feet. That was how he was handed to the military. Quote me everywhere. I have a first-hand knowledge about what happened to this king. But now when they speak, they make it sound like it was the due process. They followed due process. He went to police station. The police took him to the military. They make it sound like this is the problem. It sounds like it's something that is normal. It's okay. But when you go deeper, how? What was the state of this man? The condition this man was sent to the military. When they say someone is chained with the manacles, these are heavy irons, not even handcuff. God have mercy.
Since his surrender, the Nigerian army has painstakingly reviewed every available information on the incident and has come to some preliminary observations and inferences, one of which is that while culpability has not been conclusively established against the traditional ruler, there is insufficient evidence to exonerate anyone at this stage.
You see? Despite there is nothing to hold this man at the moment, there is insufficient evidence to exonerate anyone. It means no, he's not yet free. That's what he's saying here. They need somebody who is eloquent to use the words, wordplay, and hide what they're actually saying. For what he's saying now is, yes, we have checked on him, but there is no enough evidence to say this man is freed or that he's not guilty. You will hear what he will say next. Listen. Listen.
Nevertheless, on the intervention of distinguished Senator Dafinone, representing Delta Central, and he is vouching for the monarch's character and the fact that the monarch voluntarily turned himself in for questioning. It has been decided that His Highness be released to the distinguished senator.
Boom. It has been decided that the king, His Highness, be released to the senator. Some of you now, the gullible ones, will not understand what that means. It means he's not released as a free man. If you are released as a free man, you are released to go home. But in this case, he is being released to the senator. It means he's under house arrest, under the custody, the care of the senator. Do you now get it? So people are saying, oh, they released him. They have not released him. This is the way they make you to become a puppet, a stooge, and a slave to the caliphate, because they are after that oil in Okuoma. So what they've done for him now, this thing can be there, this law can be there for the next 20 years. They have put on him invisible shackles, invisible handcuffs. We are releasing you to the custody of the senator. Hear what this man will say now. He will say that way he'll be in total access to the military. Just hear what he will say next. Listen.
Who has agreed to act as shorty for his release on the condition that he will always assist the Nigerian army and other agencies of government.
On the condition that he will always assist Nigerian army and the other government agencies. That's the caveat there. You will always assist them to do what? What if they are coming to kill your people? You will always assist them. What if they are coming to steal your land? You will assist them. What if they are coming to take over your oil? You will assist them. What if when Biafra is breaking out and they want to come and fight and they want to use your land to camp with the fighting of the Biafrans? You will assist them because it is there. It is part of the condition. It is part of your bail condition. This is how they rope our people. When people keep telling me, oh, your elders, your governors in the old eastern region, and they will give you freedom. No, those guys, these are the conditions that hold even your governors. These are the conditions that hold them. Once they take that office, they assume that office, and they sign those documents, they swear the oath of allegiance to the cabal. It is done because now they are being held by these type of conditions. And if any so-called any goddamn governor say, I believe in Biafra, they have broken this condition, they'll be held immediately. So no governor, even from the southeast or wherever, can give us Biafra. Their hands have been tied up by conditions like this. You've just heard him say it. They will have access to him. And through this condition, he must at all time be ready to support the military and the government and their other agencies. God have mercy. Lord have mercy. Let's continue.
Investigating the Okuama killing incident to have access to the monarch whenever needed. The Nigerian army, therefore, hereby releases the His Royal Highness Clement Ikolu Ogarerukewe to the King of Ewu Kingdom, to distinguished Senator Dafinoni.
Now you get it now. They now officially release him to the senator. So no one should come here and make that mistake with the assumption that this man is freed, which is why when you saw him at the beginning, he was shedding tears, the tears of anger, tears of humiliation. A man of honor, a man of a very high prestige, a king was dehumanized and treated like a pauper. Now you understand it now. Now you understand the language of the caliphate. That they are so clever and meticulous the way they roll, even though you all said they are the least educated in that zoo. But see how they are playing you guys. When it comes to spokesperson, they put a Biafran man there, somebody who is well spoken. His job is just to speak. He talks, but he doesn't take the action. The hardcore Fulani Janjaweed, they are the ones that take the actions. They are the ones that make things turn out to be law. This is not the man who arrested, the king, but he's now coming out to be the face of the military. He's speaking to the public. He's speaking to the press. He's speaking to the world media, and you will assume that the Nigerian military is a sane place. You will assume, oh, okay, for the fact this man is well spoken, the Nigerian military, they should be held to a very high esteem. We should respect them for what they are saying. You give them the benefit of doubt because somebody who is eloquent has just spoken. But when you check those who went for the action in Okuama, you will see these are the Janjaweed, men from Mali, Burkina Faso, Senegambia, and the rest of them. Fulani headsmen dressed in Nigerian military uniform. They are the ones that carried out the havoc in Okuama. When I come back, I will show you a video, the new state of Okuama, how it looks like. All the buildings have been taken to the ground. You will only see one building standing in Okuama community. And that building standing is where the Nigerian military, they are camping. The only building standing in Okuama is where the Nigerian military, they use as their patrol office. Because 2 days ago, they allowed the governor for the first time. The governor of Delta State, for the first time, he was given access to Okuama. But when you look at the video, what you will see will blow your mind. When you look at the video, you will see that you will notice that all the buildings have been brought down to ground zero. They destroyed all the whole buildings. People of Okuama have no more livelihood. So what they have done now, because I suspect they have discovered some more resources in Okuama, because they have leveled all the whole buildings. Nobody can live there anymore. Okuama is now a ghost land. It's a ghost town. It's a ghost community. Only the military, they are there with their gunboats because they have found another resources that the caliphate they need. Oh Lord, have mercy.
Representing Delta Central as a responsible national political figure, members of the public and the international community are to note that the release of the traditional ruler speaks to Nigerian Army's commitment to upholding the rule of law and justice.
Shut up there. Shut up. What rule of law and justice? What rule of law is this idiot speaking about? This non-entity, this fool, this clown, this willful slave. What rule of law are you speaking about? Look at the setting. Look at where they brought a civilian man to. Look at the settings. Does that look like a court to you? Does that look like a criminal court? A civil court? A magistrate court or a high court to you? Look at the settings where they brought a man, a civilian in a democracy. You say you practice democracy. This is the condition they brought somebody. And this one here is saying a rule of law. You practice the rule of law, but you do not allow the media, the press, even the governor to gain access to Okuoma, a crime scene as you claim, for 6 weeks. And you say you believe the rule of law, where everyone is equal according to the law. There is no bigger I, there is no smaller you. But by what you do, the Fulani cabal, they are always held on a higher pedestal. The emir, the people that rule in the cabal, they are respected. But look at the way you treated a king. You made him to look like a smaller person. You make him to look like he's not even a citizen of that zoo called Nigeria. A king from the Biafran land. And you are there in your high horse talking about the rule of law. What do you know about the rule of law? What the hell in God's name do you know about the rule of law? Ah, man, God. Simon Ekpa, I cannot wait though. My brother, please, my PM, we cannot wait. We cannot wait for the 2nd of December. This madness, it is time to face this madness head on. It is time to face this madness head on. It is time to look at the enemies in their eyes. Let them know we are not scared of them. All die and die. Bullet has no name on it. All die and die. A bullet has no name on it. It can pierce through anyone. All die and die. Let men like this fight to uphold Nigeria, while we will fight to liberate the Biafrans from that contraption. All die and die. Man no die, man no rotten. All die and die. Nonsense. Talking about the rule of law. Idiots.
The Nigerian army, therefore, wishes to, by this gesture, encourage others to make themselves available.
God punish you there, idiot. Let others make themselves available and go through this nonsense. In fact, I rest my case, my people, man. I'm already pissed off. From me, from here, from now, I'm going to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I can't go through this anymore, man. I'm already pissed off. I remain yours truly, Biafra Superstars Media. Bye-bye.
Biafra, anozim na Biafra ugbo. Simon Ekpa Njoko. Okuoma, mundozo gas na sopurugi. Okuoma, Simone. Okuoma, mundozo gana sopurugi. Okuoma. Hey! Okuoma, ejidajiri henile. Okuoma, Kamwagi, Eminem retire 2014. But Biafra. We are in Biafra. And you know na Biafra. Yes. Ndeni gina hana aru. Ndeni no na-eme ihe niile kemgbe. Agara m apụtala kemgbe kama ahụ adịghị nne m. Mụ na nne m anọgide na California ma eburu ya n'ụlọ ya gawa gakwuru okike ya ma lọghachi n'afọ a. Oke mmadụ enwe m okwu achọkwanụ m kama achọ m ka ị mara na ịbụ Chineke. You are God. You are. Do you understand that? You are God. And the other gods you work with. I don't expect anything in life. I deal with whatever I see as I see it.
Yes.
I didn't think. I didn't put it into perspective, into any type of perspective. Seeing today, and that I'm seeing today, I'm experiencing today. Ozuworum, I am content.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, my Prime Minister, there is no name under the earth that fits you. There is no name. Chineke amarakwala no nwede ho. Njoko, onye kwana na-aga close to Njoko ya fokwa ibitu ya aka. Njoko!
Thank you. So, right, I continue from there, and